What is up, fellow makers? Welcome back to Ripple Qubits. If you have been following the channel for a while, you know we have built projects with many microcontrollers. From the classic Uno R3 that started it all for many of us, to the ESP32S, the Raspberry Pi Picos, and everything in between. But today I have something on the workbench that completely blew my expectations out of the water. At first glance, you might think this is just another standard everyday microcontroller, but you would be wrong. This is the brand new Arduino Uno Q, and it is entirely in a league of its own. Let's get right into the unboxing. The packaging has that classic, clean Arduino aesthetic with the teal and dark blue branding that we all know and love. But when you flip it over and look at the spec sheet on the back, you immediately realize this is no ordinary Arduino. Right there on the box, it proudly labels itself as a single-board computer. We are talking about Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity, massive memory upgrades, and a serious step up in processing power. I'm going to carefully slice the security sticker here and slide the tray out. Inside, we have a nice little welcome leaflet with a QR code to help you get started with the official documentation and, of course, the board itself, safely tucked away inside a premium anti-static bag. Let's tear into this bag and take a really close look at the hardware, because there is a lot to unpack here. The very first thing you will notice is that it meticulously maintains the classic Arduino Uno form factor. The header pins are exactly where you expect them to be, meaning it retains that legendary Shield ecosystem compatibility. You can theoretically take the shields you've had sitting in your parts drawer for 5 years and snap them right onto this absolute powerhouse. But right in the center of the PCB, that's where the magic happens. Instead of a traditional Atmel chip, this board is rocking a Qualcomm Dragonwing processor. Seeing a Qualcomm chip on an Uno board is just wild. Over on the edge, they have finally blessed us with a modern USB-C port for power and peripheral connectivity. No more hunting for micro USB or bulky printer cables. Moving across the board, you can clearly see the wireless module with the antenna traces for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, a physical reset button, and a completely packed layout of surface mount components that show just how much engineering went into this footprint. The build quality, the silkscreen, the dark blue solder mask, it is just a beautiful piece of hardware to look at. Let's actually give it some power and see what happens. I'm going to plug a standard USB-C cable straight from my laptop into the board. As soon as it gets juice, the power LED kicks on, and then boom! That massive built-in LED matrix instantly comes to life. It boots up with this incredibly smooth, animated heart graphic. If you remember the Uno R4 Wi-Fi, it had a similar matrix, but the implementation here looks incredibly bright, crisp, and vibrant. In a dark room, this matrix absolutely glows. The contrast of the bright blue LEDs against the dark PCB is just stunning, and you can already imagine how useful this will be for displaying sensor telemetry, animations, or debugging data without needing to wire up an external OLED screen. But before we get in, let's talk about the physical build. 3D printing complex enclosures at home can be tough. Between high humidity ruining your filament spool, unpredictable temperature shifts causing severe warping, and nozzles clogging at the worst possible time, it's incredibly frustrating. Waking up to a failed 10-hour print that looks like a pile of spaghetti really slows down the prototyping process. That's exactly where the sponsor of this video, PCBWay, comes in. Let me show you exactly how seamless their ordering platform is for getting perfect PLA parts. You simply head to their instant quote page and drag and drop your 3D files. Once the system processes your geometry, choose quantity, select PLA as your material. You can even customize your specific color and infill percentage right here on the menu, and your quote updates instantly on screen. You submit the order, and they handle all the heavy lifting. No babysitting the first layer, and absolutely no post-processing nightmare. Check the link in the description to get a $5 discount. Alright, we are back. Now, as a hardware prototyper, I have a strict rule in the lab. I cannot just leave a board this beautiful and powerful sitting bare on my ESD mat where it could get shorted out by a stray resistor leg. I immediately fired up Fusion 360, designed a custom, minimalist, textured enclosure to keep it safe, and sent the sliced G-code over to my 3D printer. To manage and monitor all my prints, I rely heavily on Octoprint, which is an absolute lifesaver for workflow efficiency. Looking at my Octoprint dashboard right now in the web browser, you can see I have full remote control over the entire printing process. I also love using the bed visualizer plugin in Octoprint. You can see the mesh data here, making sure everything is perfectly trammed. There is nothing worse than waiting 2 hours only to get a failed first layer. Off to the side, I've got the G-code viewer running, which allows me to track the exact toolpath of the print head in real time. The 3D printed enclosure turned out fantastic. It gives the Uno Q a really premium, finished look while leaving the LED matrix perfectly visible. I've got the board mounted inside and I have it hooked up to a USB-C hub that is connected to my monitor, keyboard, and mouse. It is time to dive into the software side of things. The onboarding process is surprisingly elegant. Step 1 is the board configuration. I'm just going to type in a name for my device. Step 2 is network setup. It scans for local networks just like a smartphone would. Once connected, it checks the Arduino servers for any firmware updates. Now, I actually hit a minor update failure on the very first try, which happens sometimes with brand new hardware, but after a quick reboot and retry, it pulled the updates and connected perfectly. Now prepare yourselves because here is the absolute craziest part about the Arduino Uno Q. When you hook this thing up to an external monitor, it doesn't just run simple C++ loops in the background. It literally boots directly into a full Debian Linux desktop environment running the XFCE desktop manager. Let that sink in for a second. We are looking at a full-blown single-board computer operating system, complete with a taskbar, an application menu, and a file manager, all running natively on an Arduino Uno form factor. This changes absolutely everything. Of course, the very first thing you have to do when booting up a fresh Linux machine is open up the terminal emulator and update the system. Once the system was fully updated, I decided to test out the web browsing capabilities. I opened up the pre-installed web browser, loaded up YouTube. The pages loaded up surprisingly fast. To have this level of multimedia capability and web connectivity out of the box means you could use this board as a lightweight home automation server, an edge computing AI node, or a standalone digital dashboard, all without needing a separate host PC. After geeking out over the Linux desktop, I wanted to see what else the Arduino ecosystem had built for this board. I adjusted my ultra-wide monitor's display settings to scale things nicely, and then jumped back into the Arduino App Lab to finish installing some of the core software updates. The App Lab is essentially a playground packed with pre-configured templates and examples tailored for the Uno Q's hardware. You have everything from AI camera detection to IoT cloud syncing. I decided to test out the LED Matrix Painter. I clicked Copy and Edit App, named it the Ripple Qubits LED Matrix Painter, and booted up the web interface. This tool is brilliant. It provides a real-time, graphical web interface that lets you control the physical LED matrix on the board. You get a grid on your screen representing the pixels, and you can literally just click to draw your frames. Watching the physical matrix on my desk perfectly mirror what I was drawing on the screen with zero noticeable latency was incredibly satisfying. It takes all the headache out of binary pixel mapping. The Arduino Uno Q completely blurs the line between a traditional, bare metal microcontroller and a heavy-duty Linux single-board computer. The fact that you get real-time GPIO control, shield compatibility, a built-in matrix, and a full Linux desktop in one package makes it the ultimate prototyping tool for advanced robotics and smart hubs. I already have a dozen ideas for what we are going to build with this on the channel. Before I sign off, I want to take a moment to give a massive, heartfelt thank you to this amazing community. Thanks to your support, feedback, and engagement, our DIY 6DOF Space Mouse build that we made for Fusion 360 just took home first prize in the recent Instructables contest. It was an incredibly fun project to design with the magnetic sensors and 3D printed mechanics, and seeing it recognized like that means the world to me. The maker community is truly the best. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Uno Q, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss the insane projects we are going to build with this board, and let me know in the comments what you would create with a Linux-powered Arduino. Keep prototyping, keep making, and I will see you in the next video.